Hello, I'm Stuart Bloor. That's the River Severn there. As you've already seen from the sign, I'm on a Kimber 3-line this stretch. I'm actually at Hampton Load, and no doubt a little bit later I'll be able to capture the trains. In fact, you can hear one in the distance now. The Severn Valley Railway is just on the other side of the river. It's a beautiful day, although don't let that be deceptive, because once the sun sets it'll be quite chilly. But I do like this time of the year because the days are short and it gets dark quite early. So for those of us that like our night fishing and exploit the fishing potential during the hours of darkness, then it certainly is a good time of the year to be around. I'm after Barbel and I'm walking along this first meadow, which is a good walk. Not many anglers on here. I've seen one other car on the car park, but I am arriving late afternoon, so I guess the ones that have been here have all gone now. I've got the swim that I'm going to fish, and if you read the article I'll tell you all about how you can fish here yourself, because it's available on a day ticket. Rod number 1, ready to cast out, almost. Just going to put that in a PVA bag with some pellets and some loose bait offerings as well. At this time of the year I don't put a lot of bait out, so just a small amount. But I'll tell you all about this, the bait and everything else, the tackle I'm using, in the article. So let's get this one out. And rod number 2, about to go out. There it is, a boilie. Got both rods out now. There's probably an hour or so before dark, which is when I would expect to get amongst the fish really. Although at this time of the year, of course, you can catch barbel any time of the day. You can during the summer as well, but primarily during the summer I find that the waters that I fish, they tend to be quite nocturnal. But as we move into autumn, definitely into winter, then daytime gives you a greater chance of getting amongst the fish. But as always, it's darkness that I'm expecting to catch something, and I am expecting to catch. I always go out with expectancy. Of course, I'm realistic. You have to be realistic if you're an angler, particularly a specimen angler, and blanks are part and parcel of specimen fishing, of course. But having said that, we have to go out expecting to catch. You can see the river there to the side of me. Typical middle Severn really, and I'm fishing about 1/3 to 1/2 of the way across the river. As I say, got both rods out. I'm going to make me a cup of tea now. If you want to get a bite, best way to get one is put your cup between your knees, pour yourself a flask of hot tea, and just as you finish pouring it, you'll get a bite. Right, let's put this theory to the test. There's the flask, and I'm now pouring this hot tea. I don't think it's going to work this time. It'd be funny if it did, wouldn't it? No, it's not going to work. I've got a bit of a weed problem, although the river isn't racing through at all. In fact, it's quite good in that sense. But there's weed coming down, wrapping itself around the line. So every few minutes I'm needing to cast out. So I'm going to quit the PVA bags for a while and just put the bait out there. At this time of the year anyway, if I'm realistic, I'm fishing for one fish at a time anyway. So it's not about multiple catches. In fact, my fishing isn't about that anyway. It's about quality over quantity. I can hear the train coming there. Severn Valley Railway on the opposite bank. I should just about get a shot of the train from where I am, beyond the trees. If the steam's coming up, then that'll be good. well into dusk now, and I've got my head torch because I shall be needing that soon. No doubt you can hear in the background there's a wood on the far bank, and it's a roosting wood. Lots of pheasants and corvids, and they all head for there about this time of the night. So as they all go to sleep, I'm hoping the barbel come out to play. I'm into a fish on the boilie. It's pulling. I was just watching some common pipistrelles as well. Well, pipistrelle bats. Don't know if they were commons. And the rod went. And the result of that encounter? There it is. Beautiful. Let's get it back into the river. That was brilliant. Always nice to catch a fish for the camera. The way my angling journal works is that I do a video part which I tend to film in the first session, and sometimes I might not catch, but it's always good when I do, of course. And then there's the article which will obviously cover the first session, and then any sessions that I do after that. So the two go hand in hand together. And there are folks out there who just want to see shots of anglers with a bend in the rod, you know, one after the other, just action shots. But ultimately my angling journal isn't about that. It's actually about inspiration. And if I can catch a fish for the camera, the reality is that if it's at night, you're not going to see much anyway. But hopefully through my angling journal I inspire people to get out there, get fishing. And I know that works because a lot of people contact me and tell me that they were perhaps thinking of having a night in, went on the computer, saw a video of mine, decided to go fishing, and then when they catch a fish themselves, that makes it so much better. So that's what my angling journal is about. Ultimately, it's not about just action shots of me with bending my rod, playing and netting fish. It's actually about inspiring people to get out there and do for themselves. Barbel number 2. You know it's a barbel. On the boilie again. And as I said at the start of the video, I'm fishing just single baits with no other stuff around them. I did put a PVA bag on first cast, but nothing at all. Anyway, I'm just going to drop down and net this fish. Barbel number 2. Excellent. The video comes to an end now. I'm continuing to fish, of course, and if you want to find out how I get on in the rest of the session, then read the article. If you like the video, why not share it? There are share buttons on YouTube for Facebook and Twitter, and also the article as well on WordPress has share buttons as well. I'd appreciate that, and if you want to connect with me, then go to my Facebook page. It'd be great to chat with you on there. Tight lines.